Uncle Ambolley says there's a gap between older and younger musicians. Yes, we agree. The legendary musician has stated that there is no connection between the younger and older generation of music. He believes this is the reason Ghana's music industry is not progressing as it should, which makes him feel sad. In an interview on Joy Prime's morning show, the High Life legend mentioned that the majority of the new generation of musicians are refusing to learn from the older ones who have gained experience in the industry. Let's listen to what Ambolley said.
I become sorry about is that there's a gap between the older musicians and the younger musicians. We have to have a place that we can do seminars, we can do workshops and things like that, so that we can put ideas behind. The younger ones that are coming are the ones that want to carry the music forward.
Right.
But they need knowledge.
Uncle, why don't you start this?
I've, because I've been on tours and things like that, traveling. And so my stationary, place in Ghana, just a little bit, then I'm on tour. Then I come back a little bit. As I'm sitting here, we're getting also prepared to go on an American tour.
Okay.
So it's like my
itinerary is a little
domain,
bit,
is shared. But it's an idea. Because that's the basics that we need to pass it on for them to come.
So then will we say that the older ones are not really, let me use this word for lack of better words, the older ones are failing the younger ones in a way by not imparting the knowledge?
I think so. Yes, the older ones have, but there's no connection between the younger and the old.
There's no connection?
No.
What has broken the connection?
Yeah, because musicians union, as a union, has to be able to organize all these things, bringing the old and the new together, because it's our union. It's not what are we going to get out of it. We're going to profit out of it when things are structures are put into place. But the structures are not put into place. So the younger ones that are coming don't see the light. So when they get their computers, then too, when they hear music from Europe and things like that, then they start baffling with it. So the computer is always sitting down. You have to feed it with knowledge.
Yo. Kwame! Let me start with you. You heard Uncle Ambolley.
Yeah.
Why don't you call Uncle Ambolley for us to talk to him?
About her.
Somebody Quadges.
Yeah, about the Quadges. About the woman. Yeah, about the boom.
Of you!
Uncle Akasa. Yeah. Them.
Hey,
Only influence from James Brown. So when he's talking about foreign influence, I think sometimes he's quite unfair to the younger people, because this is like the 1,000th time he has spoken about younger musicians not living up to expectation and all that. Uncle Ambolley is a good musician, no two ways about that.
No doubt.
Even though sometimes the things he says the younger ones are doing, he's done it before, like some of the lyrical content. But he's a good musician. And anytime he tries to give counsel to the younger ones, I keep wondering his contribution to helping groom the younger ones. I don't know if he was waiting to be musical president before he would do that. Maybe he wanted to assume a certain position in musical before he could gather people to nurture them. At his level, it's not out of place for Ambolley to do a small seminar workshop for up-and-coming artists, to teach them all the things that he thinks they should know. One thing I think that most times the older musicians don't do for the younger ones is they keep complaining, though, but they don't really bring them closer to them. If you want to impart knowledge onto people and you don't create an environment for them to get closer to you, how do you do that impartation of knowledge? So the older people are part of the problem that we experience in asking the younger ones not learning the ropes of the job. You want to teach them. What are you doing so you pass on the knowledge to them? On the other hand, there are other younger ones.
Try getting closer to any of them and there'll be an excuse. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Me, I have a lot of stories.
Plenty. Oh. I know some of these younger ones who are willing to be taught, who are willing to learn. And most times when we organize some of these workshops and you go, you can see a lot of the up and coming artists in attendance. You don't see those who are at their peak now in attendance, but you see the younger ones, up and coming ones in attendance. It means that these are people who are willing to learn, but who is going to give them the knowledge? Even apart from that, Ambolley and his type or his ilk try to create the impression that it's only the older generation, the younger ones, who need to learn something. But it's a two-way thing. Somebody like Kwame Eugene. I remember recently when Kwame did a song with him. Kwame? Yes, Yaku. And the other one, competition. Kwame says that Kwame Eugene is one guy that he learns from. You know, Kwame is from the old school or the older school. And so
you are talking about two Kwames.
Chame Kwame. And for Chame Kwame, the person I know him to be, he always wants to learn new things. He's not stuck in time. And so anytime he comes into contact with Kwame Eugene, he wants to learn something new. And he noticed that Kwame Eugene has certain things that he lacks as a musician. So anytime he's vibing with the Kofi Kinates and the Kwame Eugenes and all these younger musicians, Chame Kwame is willing to learn something from them. So when it comes to acquiring knowledge and learning new things, upgrading yourself as a musician, it's not only the younger ones learning from the older ones. It goes both ways. So if Ambolley is saying this and telling us or reiterating that there is a gap between them, that we need to bring them together. How do we bring them together? How do we make sure that they can exchange ideas? I know a lot of these older musicians who would want to come back onto the scene. But they lack the modern ideas to even operate and market their songs. If they come closer with these particular younger musicians, they can learn all the marketing skills and all that. Ambolley is touring the world. He's playing gigs all over. Kwasi Buban and Pat Thomas are doing the same. Uncle Ebo Taylor,
sorry.
As of now, maybe I will do 80 years now. He's still touring. You see, so they are hope for the younger generation. But how do you inspire them if some of them come to you and you don't open up to them? And the younger ones too. Some of them, I think, due to pride, they are not able to gel so well with the older ones. So yes, there is a need to bring them together. But I believe that apart from musical doing workshops and seminars, these older musicians can actually bring the younger ones closer to them, like what Chame Kwame does with most of these younger acts. It is possible. It is feasible. I don't like saying it is possible. Oh my God. It is feasible. It is feasible and it does. So,
disclaimer.
Yes, okay.
We are live on Hitz FM. Please continue.
So, it is feasible. They should come together. Ambolley, you've said this a number of times. It's about time you walk the talk. You just do one seminar for us. One. Bring together these artists. Teach them what you know as a musician over these years, the things you've acquired and learned as a musician. Don't let us wait for us to one day when you are no more, Ambolley, no Nimadio, no Nimsani about sax, no music, and we never tapped into his knowledge. Please help us. If you want to do this in collaboration with any media house, multimedia is there. I'm very sure we can partner because we're always ready for courses like this. Ambolley, about the Patria, Radamzo.
Adam, you have 3 minutes.
Radamzo.
Bibi Shawa.
How about 9:35?
This is Radamzo.
At 9:38, I will stop you. No, I need to put out that
settings, man.
Yeah, it's 9:36 now.
Crack as 30 seconds.
Okay.
For me, I think that the only thing which will set generations apart or other artists, even not about longevity or age, apart will be ego. Where you feel like you feel so important than the other, to the extent that you don't feel so easy going close to these people. Because I've seen old and new artists working together. I mean, at times I don't get some of these things. Like, they should come together like how? Like,
they should collaborate.
They should come to them
and come to them and seek Ebibisa and seek knowledge.
Charlie, people are working together. we've seen young, old and young artists. Yesterday we had our man here, Craig.
Okay.
He had worked with Ebo Taylor.
Yes.
Obo
I mean,
had worked with
A.B.
Crimson,
Crimson, Joyce Blessing,
Joelaka,
Take has worked with
Pat Thomas.
Kiddy Pat Thomas.
Yes.
Sarkodie worked with Pat Thomas.
I mean, and even Amachidede recently.
Amachidede, yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yao Sapon, Sarkodie.
if you want to work, you go work. That Lumba in the past. I've worked with Ochame Kwame, Flo Kingston.
Kwabna.
If you want to work, you go work. Oh, uncle.
Eh?
Yeah. Yeah. So these things they go on. So be like
Felix
maybe Uncle
Osu
they talk. So like some of these things, they.
Definitely.
But for me, that is, listen, that is no excuse. That shouldn't be his excuse. At all.
Because this is going on.
That year you are going, you've been on tour. If you go on tour, don't you come back?
I mean, people are working together, older and young, new generation.
I mean, I love Ambolley. I love
and
his
even
music.
Ambolley, at times, he has, through some of his action, he has even created some of these gaps. Look at what he did to Obo Chame Kwame. I mean, just because of elections, some of the unprintable words he says about them,
that one was
to
politics.
the extent that at times you have to come and beg. I mean, if you do some of these things, do you think that you expect Ochame to come to you and work with you? Or Obo?
Oh, of course they will.
I know your politics.
I know they say man.
Asem na make am.
So
in Penifo also,
you have 1 minute remaining.
action and reaction. In Penifo also, they also need to create that environment because KOD at a point. I mean, I saw that and back and forth with him. You know, in Penifo, but at a point we also need to create that environment for these young people to feel welcome. I mean, in those spaces because about acquiring knowledge, it's not always in the head of the elderly. The elderly can also learn from the younger ones. So I think it's both ways. So those who are working, and those who want to work, they should get closer to those who want to work with, and it'll work. So, I mean, we've just seen a beautiful collaboration or work between Empress Gifty and Kwame.
Yeah.
Empress started a long time, but she didn't feel like so big that
you have 1 minute
I've
remaining.
been here before, but she realized that I can tap into this beautiful talent. We can come together
Okay, your
and
time
produce
is
the best
up.
content. And that has happened. I mean,
I said
so
your time
please,
is
let's work
your
together.
time is up.
Let's work together.
Your time is up.
Usually I'm supposed to say 5 seconds more, so he knows.
Oh no! I gave him the signpost when he was talking about. I know I had already given it to him. All right, Robert.
Damn.
Okay, so
Should I also give you some time?
you can feel free.
For 3 minutes.
Just
Hey! You have 3 minutes.
I
Thank
think
you.
that the thing cannot be treated just on the surface level. If you say there's a gap, there has to be a reason why there's a gap. And usually before you try to provide any solutions, it will be good for you to clearly understand the situation at hand. If there's a gap, the question is, what genre of music are you doing and what genre of music am I doing? True. The dominant music you guys did is quite different from the dominant music at the moment. So then it means that it is possible that some of the people may not necessarily see you as an idol. They would respect you, you're an older person, you're a legend, you've done this, you've done that. But if I see my trajectory a bit different from yours, then I may not necessarily see you as an idol, which if I do see you as an idol, then it's a bit easier for me to want to learn from you and of you, because then your story becomes an inspirational story to me, and I believe that there are things I can take from you as well. So that is one for me. And the second one is the fact that some of them are not readily available. You know, because if you don't have information about where to reach them, how to reach them, most of them usually live outside of the country and all of that. And he just mentioned that he's on tour and he spends little time in this country. So what it simply means is that he's not readily available. And even with that, there's also this thing about they not necessarily understanding the younger ones. Yeah, because maybe some of them have not even paid a lot of interest or attention to what's happening with the generation and why they behave the way they behave, because obviously understanding is a first point to be able to appreciate people and be able to connect with them. So again, that's also one of the reasons. And the fact that they're a bit sometimes too hard on the younger generations. You know, like if I feel you are constantly speaking against what I'm doing. It's difficult for me to be receptive to whatever good advice you may be willing to give. So those are some of the things that I think that we need to be able to, first of all, call out. If you understand and appreciate my culture, which is probably different from yours, then it becomes the basis for the engagement. But that said, we still have evidence that people have engaged.
Exactly.
And I think that's have been mentioned over and over again. But you'd realize that in this generation, the older ones, when they say older ones, let me go to the SAC and the newer ones, they are relating.
Sure.
So it could be because of the genre, the fact that they belong to a particular level that it's easier for me to connect with, or I can see them walking a particular path that I also want to walk on. So it's easier for me to want to quickly learn from them. So I think that some work is being done, and why the gap between them and the gap between this generation, it would be nice to actually see an effort being put in place to be able to work together. But I think that it would come with the two-prong approach, which means they have to be willing to learn and they also have to be willing to teach. Because the reality is, if you come into my space and I clearly see that you don't even understand how to use social media, you don't understand playlisting, you don't understand streaming, you don't understand the new things that are technology-enabled within my world, and you want to come and teach me, and you don't appreciate the fact that you also don't know these things, that I'm also supposed to come to the table with these things to teach you, it'll be a bit difficult for me to learn from you. So I think that, yes, it's a good thing. We need to find a way to have them share their experiences, because it's actually very, very impressive for him to be at this age, this long in the game, and still be on tours. So it means there's a lot to learn from them. And again, they also need to understand that there's quite a number of artists, older folks who would like to sing like you're saying, but they also don't understand the game as it is. Yes. And they're available, and they still have talent, they still have skills, they have what it takes. Unfortunately, nothing is. In fact, at some point I remember when they said like High Life is dying, we're like, but the artists who were singing the High Life songs, they're still alive, they're there. It's not like they're not there. So why aren't they singing? So that particular conversation also prevailed at a particular point in time. So for me, I think that it's good to mention that there's a gap, but it requires more than just saying that there's a gap to address it. We need to understand the situations as they are and then try to work on them. And I think that learning has to go two ways, because there's quite a lot that you can really learn from the new generation. I think you really never stop learning, because things keep on changing always. And the younger ones also ought to be able to avail themselves to learn from the older ones, especially those who are killing it or have killed it in the past. The last thing I want to say is that the learning shouldn't always come from the artist. The learning could also be a function of people like Andy Dusty playing the role of the library. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's not like I never got the chance to meet Ambolley, so I can't learn of him and from him. But if a certain Andy does what he's doing, and all the information is captured in a very solid material like happens in the library on the library, certainly I would learn, But what about the write-up version of what Andy does? The media, so the journalist. Some of these, and sometimes you buy some business books and then they have clearly outlined how Steve Jobs did something. But where I go meet Steve Jobs for? Never met him. I'm reading about Jay-Z.
Yes, you are reading about him.
I'm reading. Yeah, so it means that at the end of the day, if there is that gap, then all the stakeholders within the space have a role to play. The journalists can write, they can have interview sessions, ask the right questions, jot it down, magazines, whatsoever, or even on the My Joy Online platform, people can go and read, learn, So it's like that, or even podcasts, that basically has their stories being shared and all of that, so that we can, because again, we keep on saying this, you go onto the internet, the stories, our heroes are not there represented. You go there and you want to learn anything, you learn from the foreign folks, because they have populated the social media platform with their stories. But where's our story? Like, what are the success stories that came out from here? Who is saying it, and where are they, and how can people learn from them? So those are some of the challenges that we have, and I think that if we are able to stretch this whole learning process completely, it would be helpful to the entire industry.
Andy, please.
Doris?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I want to say something to what Robert just said, as in the media also playing a role. So which means that sometimes when Ambolley is called to interviews like that, instead of always blaming the young people, he should practically say what should be done.
Yeah.
Solution.
Yes. He can use that
And some
platform
effort
as
Enough of the blamability.
yes, as a workshop.
Yeah.
Instead of computer musician music, but
They
computer and
always
also is doing. You can't change the times.
That's why I was saying that at times he
But
also
is
creates some
Ambolley
of
not
these
recording-
environments.
No, wait. Is Ambolley not recording on computers?
He is.
mean, now
But he has
who's
always
not-
had a problem with people playing stuff that should be played with a real
Like-
instrument. Yes.
All of these real instruments are recorded on a computer.
I think the only musician.
And
Oh yes.
I mean, he needs to create that environment. At times, you
I'm
tell us
just
what you are
asking.
doing. What you are doing to also even correct that.
He should use the
Okay.
blamability time to do workshop ability.
well,
Simple.
advisability.
Advisability.
Doris Owusu says, Uncle, please, it not be you where you sing woman in front, something they there. Woman in back, something they there. Waiting they there, uncle.
Radom so.
Second says, Andy, please add Kwame Dazi to your Showtime show on Adum TV every Saturday.
I will die. I will die, I beg. I'll be so much. I don't have the capacity Andy Dossi has.
Second, it looks like you
Have a missed call.
it looks like you've not watched that show for a very long. You've not watched it in a long time. Muda One Ziblim says he's watching from Tamale in the northern region. Yao Diction says most young artists are trying hard to get to our elders, but they don't mind you. In fact, you knock and knock and knock, but still to no avail. But they should remember that they were helped by someone, and Mdiasona. He's right. Yao Diction is right.
Yeah.
Young musicians, they will try to get closer.
Yeah.
I linked Sarkodie to Yasapon.
Okay.
One evening, I was having my supper. I just saw Yasapon. I heard my phone ring and it was Yasapon. So I picked up, said, hey, Val. Said, Andy, hey, the usual pleasantries. Okay, me too, catch da. Says, I'm looking for Sarkodie. And everyone I'm calling says I should call you because Obia friend Omunyano. I said, oh, really? Why? What's the problem? And he said, oh, he wants to do a recording. In fact, Yasapon needed Sark on a song. I said, okay. Oh, let me call him. I was only trying my luck.
Yeah.
The phone rang, I think once or twice, boom, and Sark picked up. Hey, because Charlie, guess what? Yasapon is looking for you. And he says he needs you for a feature and then. So I'm calling him back to call you. Should I give your number to him? He said, brah, Yasapon. I said, yes. No, don't do that.
I'll call him myself.
You can't give my number to Yasapon to call me. Please give me his number and let me call him. It will be disrespectful for Yasapon to even call me. I will call him. And quickly, I sent his number to Sarkodie and he called. Within 5 minutes, Yasapon called me back. Said, hey, Andy, how did it happen? I'm like, why? What from you? Andy, what from you? What from you? Also, best studio, China. What from me? And Sark called me back and said he listens to Yasapon songs every day, constantly. This was before he got married. Wow. So at this engagement, I wasn't surprised Yasapon came to perform for him.
Well, those who want to connect are connected.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
if only you want to connect, you will connect. That one there. But we've seen musicians, you want to get closer to them, they will give you excuses. When Kwesiata recorded his Wara song, there were 2 gospel musicians. And no matter mama political parties, these 2 gospel musicians, Bakwaya Sofu and the other.
But why then?
And I was playing Kwesiata's Wara on Adum FM. And they were there. The song played out. When it got to the chorus, they burst into laughter. Like, what? Like, why won't you get him close? Can't you just say, Andy, Charlie, friend of my granny and Oh.
They should stay at their corner. At their
Interestingly, the older people, one day when they need the younger ones for a feature and they're not getting them, as the younger ones near flexible.
One of the best collabos I like of the older and the younger folks, which I was listening to just yesterday.
Yes.
Kojo Entry.
And Kim Promise.
Okay.
Amazing.
yeah, I mean,
Sometimes when I listen to Kim
Yeah.
Promise, I feel like he is the older, like
The younger version of.
he's a younger version of
True.
Kojo Entry.
Yeah.
So it was quite an interesting
But
collabo.
you know, Kojemchi had this. This wasn't his first attempt.
Yeah.
Mind you, Kojemchi had done Ice Cold with Tattoo.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I had a stint with him back in the day, and we were having a discussion, and in a meeting I said, "Brah, let's try the Young Bloods." So I introduced Maurice Babyface to him, and I introduced Ochame Kwame as well.
Yeah.
Ochame Kwame, I introduced you to Kojemchi. No, I couldn't fear I could do one for me. I say, I didn't know how the coach of why they say Chale do any beer. Star Rockley, I am my Ofiano. Like, Charlie tomatoes go away, go away.
A trial bypass.
See how like that.
Eddie Dija.
Jano.
But do you know another?
And Kojo featured continuing, mind you, he had done,
yeah,
and he had
that
even
one,
produced
that
to
one.
make
Yes.
a sige
Yeah.
for him.
Medianewa.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying the only thing which would prevent
He had done works with Quad there.
or prevent
Yes.
There's
Yes.
another
Yes.
reaching
Ego.
out that happened
Ego.
that I really love.
Which one is?
1K for your back.
Ah,
Older and younger
Yeah.
generation.
So it's only ego which will prevent
It's
them
only
from
ego. It's
You know,
only ego.
I didn't get that earlier. Wait, so who's the older and the?
I know EL is younger. So whoever the collabo.
Kiddy was also there.
Kiddy was on it. Yeah, I know. Two young folks, and then
No, but like,
Hey,
we should be clear with this one.
Hey.
Who is the older musician here?
Since you didn't get it, me self, I didn't get it.
But the song is yours.
It was written by EL.
But it's yours.
Yes.
It's your property. It's your.
the 1K.
So are you the older musician in this?
So that collaboration.
My money didn't go there initially.
Yes,
That's a good collaboration. Yeah, virtual.
You do virtual at your own risk.
But which one is that? When you say a much older musician is working with a younger folk.
Yeah.
I liked it when Pat Thomas worked with KK Fosu. Pat Thomas worked with no, even before Saki. Pat Thomas even worked with Famille.
Yeah.
Remember, Pat Thomas worked with Famille. I have a funny feeling Saka has a record with Nana Pedro.
Yeah. I think we had it.
We had that.
Unfortunately, it didn't come out.
You know, Saka, yeah, you can keep the music for
a long time. Man.
Yeah.
And surprise you.
Ofram Ponsan has works with Kim Promise. You know. So this collaboration is there. And you've even given me an idea. I need to treat it on the library.
Do it.
Yeah. Collaborations of older and younger folk. Yeah.
and then the lessons they got in the process, very important. That becomes something that we can.
Pastor Simon's worked with.
Exactly.
I bet them when they did the Belembe thing.
Yes.
And then the lessons, you have to call out the lessons from.
Yeah, it's very, very, very important.
So that we can all. So it becomes public knowledge right now. You know, the experience.
So we can learn from it.
Exactly.
Because I remember calling a musician that one of the younger ones I wanted to work with. Oh, we didn't keep a see you. Me must no pa me aduane kra me nya bi ni abefre me anyum no me twa na moy kachi like oh daddy
Just like that.
no the man didn't, he just hung up.
Please be sure to add the father and son collaborations as well. Right? Father, son, father, daughter.
Jackie doesn't have a song with her dad.
But we have Pat Thomas.
Pat Thomas and Nanaya
Nanaya.
today.
I'm sure, don't they?
No. They don't have a
No.
They performed together. Okay.
Perform together.
But we have Aquaboas.
Yeah,
They are
maybe
couples.
Kwesi P and
Kwesi
and
P and
his
Jeff.
dad,
Well,
yeah.
Kwesi P has a song with his dad.
Yeah.
Chris Wado didn't have a song with his dad. Chris Wado didn't have a song with his dad.
Maybe they recorded though, never just.
No. I think he mentioned it. I asked him whether he did. He said no. Psycho. And go release it at but you pa.
I'm a psycho.
Like he released him long time. Ochame Kwame has a song with his son.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else? But I should say if research go inside.
What about Kofi and Kalista? They don't have. They don't have.
Kofi and Kalista, no.
They don't have.
He's produced for her. He's written and produced
Yeah.
for her. But as to no.
Isn't that a certain level of collaboration? Not performing.
You are going too technical. You are
Yeah,
going too technical.
It becomes
Not on
too,
a performance.
You are going very
it
technical.
becomes too technical when. It becomes too technical when.
Okay, so Zola says Roy X Taylor and Ebo Taylor.
Do they have a song together?
Yes.
Yeah,
They have a collaboration.
Oh wow. Okay.
That guy's a good highlight.
Hey,
artist.
yeah, serious guy.
Roy.
Right. Roy. Yeah.
Very, very good.
Serious guy.
It's-
Yeah.
I don't know why we need to pay attention to his songs.
Oh, he's been here.
Yeah, he's been
Right,
here, but
right,
I know,
right,
but
right,
like,
from
in terms of his songs being on rotation. So.
concert here in the rough. So,
Baby, off now.
and see, wait, that's Ray Jamna's son. They never had this song. No, not to for no.
Okay,
No.
so
CK Man, Jiwelaka.
what about Kaboom and his dad?
Never.
Did they have a song?
Never.
How about
He's- I don't think
Charles
it's
Samuel?
Charles Samuel and no. Yeah, and that, no, they've not. Charles is doing Boga Live. The son is doing rap.
How about Daddy Bosco?
I think they recorded.
That was going to clear. And the other one, the
I
other one,
think-
you're saying.
I think Charles has a song with his son, but it's not released yet.
Okay.
I think it's not released. Yes. Daddy Bosco and Akle or Joy Verse.
Yeah. Do guys.
The boy that even when he sits just like his dad. The boy sits and you
Title of the song, Like Father, Like Son.
listen. Someone has won my money. Someone has won my money. Yeah. Ayuma Mercy has a song with her daughter. No, her son. I think her son is a drummer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very
Ayuma's
small
son.
boy. They play drums like
Wow.
something. Let's speak with Enoch. Guys, don't go yet. Enoch, good morning.
Boss Andy.
It is Ghana why we need to know my fans.
Andy, wa wani panyo, Nana Kwame, Nisi.
Eh?
Nana Kwame, pharmacy, Nisi pharmacy.
Ah, Nana.
Nana, boss.
Ah, Nana. Nana, Ozika Bebe, you know, what's happening? Way.
Boss, my son moved to and my family watch you. Why?
Ah, Tuna Sandy. Auntie, Ah, I've seen some Momobi. Wow, Enoch Opokwajima.
Yes, Nana.
Oh, nice.
Sandy,
Yeah.
what transfer is
Me was it 200 we buy. It's me, who may have sent me 200 CDs?
and you want me
Then how much did you win?
Nana, I want 500 to the Andy.
And you sent me 200.
Yeah, I send you 200 for your.
Wow.
Charlie,
Charlie, first of this
I
kind.
say, a best statue, man.
Monty, Obi Auntie,
And the Trami Troopers,
Obi Auntie, Nana,
Trami Troopers.
Nyamisha, look,
Young
you will always win.
Amen.
You will never lack.
Amen.
You will never lose.
Amen.
Every day, start 281 hash. From now till the end of the week, it is for you.
Obi Auntie, correct.
Nana, Obi Auntie. Nana, this is a special prophecy to you. Nana, hey, may you open 4 pharmacies.
Amen.
Baku 8 condoms. The other 8 code. The other one 8 tupai baku.
A bombet.
I did a bomb. Oh, no, Charlie, thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you, man. Star 281 hash. We always say try, you win. You did there. You are waiting for me to send you money. Here I am. Someone has sent me half of the money he won.
With your definition of half day.
Say, why? Chelina, who got better 200?
40%.
40%.
What is 40% of 200 cedis?
You try to calculate at your own risk.
Okay, what is 10% of 200 Ghana cedis? Adam, don't worry, I'll give you your 10%.
I do it at my own risk.
Guys, yeah.
And also one thing.
Yes.
Please, we're inviting people to listen to Showbiz Roundtable.
Yeah. This weekend, huh?
Manifesto debate on air and creative economy this weekend. 2 p.m.
This weekend, I prophesy.
Yes. What will happen?
Someone will walk out of the studio.
We beg. We beg.
It will be so heated that someone
go pour water on
from which side?
You like distracting prophecy
from
too
which
much.
side of the political
you
divide?
Like distracting prophecy too much. In fact, you will walk out of the studio. Why you like that? Someone will feel disrespected and say, "Now what we're there? Hey, okay, I don't wonder
who were you?
And so they should listen to Joy FM 2 p.m. on Saturday. Enjoy Prime TV. But Obian work it out.
Someone will disrespect someone.
Nobody will walk out. Nobody will walk out.
Someone will feel disrespected, and there will be
an almost walkout.
An almost walkout. And almost walk out.
There's a prophet there.
I was saying,
almost no.
Maybe prophecies count.
I'm
prophecies count.
I'm
now, of all the promises, I'm not fulfilling, and I'm fulfilling.
But Andy, I mean,
but you,
I want to urge the listeners of Hitz FM to also go check out "Watch Me" by Empress Gifty. I mean, it's a prophetic song. Now, Empress is saying that make a prophetic declaration and send the song, send the video to